What's going on, Five Night friends? Ironcane here as one of your hosts for your weekly dose of Gacha News. In today's episode, we'll be covering some new titles, updates on ones we already know about, and more. This past week has been pretty crazy. I am now another year older, and Sora is in Smash. Of course, there's plenty of things going on in the gacha world as well, but Sly and I got you covered, so don't sweat it. As always, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave it a like, subscribe to 59 Gaming Mobile for all your mobile gaming needs, and let us know in the comments how you feel about this week's stories. And without further delay, let's get right into the news. Although things over on Genshin Impact are a little testy right now, MiHoYo does have another project in the works. Initially leaked, Honkai Star Rail has now been officially announced. Now before anyone gets too excited, practically zero details were revealed about this upcoming title besides it being vastly different from Genshin and Honkai Impact the Third. Some fans managed to actually get on the game's official website earlier than they were supposed to and found some images of the game, which shows that it will be turn-based. Definitely a big departure from other MiHoYo titles, so it does line up. Just note that this could have been faked potentially, so take it with a grain of salt. But the website has since gone down apparently, so maybe the screenshot is legit. Multiple pages have gone live for the game, including a Facebook, Instagram, a YouTube channel, a Discord, a website like previously mentioned, and a Twitter. Speaking of Twitter, that's where it was disclosed that an open beta for the title will be available to sign up for. Those interested in signing up for Star Rail have the opportunity to do so on October 8th. Which is tomorrow, by the way, so make sure to be on top of it if you really want to get in. Currently, there isn't any link that takes you to sign up as of this episode's production, but the boys here at 59 Gaming Mobile will definitely let you know the details as soon as they are given. On the topic of new games, Blue Archive announced that pre-registration for Global will arrive on October 14th. In case you're unfamiliar with Blue Archive, allow me to briefly enlighten you. The game is described as a school monogatari RPG where players act as a consultant teacher that leads students to solve crises in the city. In terms of gameplay, players select parties of 4 with 2 supporting characters. The game features an auto battle option with models and backgrounds and fights being in 3D. There's also special story interactions that include CG and 2D animation that can be unlocked as players deepen their relationships with their characters, which are extremely fan-servicey as you can see. No pre-registration rewards have been shown at this time, but the JP version had rewards like gacha currency and a free 2-star unit, so hopefully Global gets similar treatment. Blue Archive will be up for pre-registration on October 14th for Android and iOS devices on Global, with the game being available currently on JP for the same platforms. Keeping the pre-registration streak going, Final Fantasy VII The First Soldier will open up for pre-registration this month. This announcement was made during Square Enix's Presents at Tokyo Game Show, where numerous updates on the game were given. For example, based on players' feedback from the closed beta test held back in June, the title will have controller support when it officially launches. It was pointed out that players requested for the game to be released on consoles, but Square Enix stated that no plans are currently in place for a console version. Other updates coming include a training mode allowing players to experiment with the first soldier's weapons and mechanics, with the game's tutorial being tweaked as well, making the title more approachable to those unfamiliar with battle royales. Last up were 3 other big announcements. The first was that a collection feature will be added, where pieces can be exchanged for skins, with the promise of collaborations coming in the future too. The second was that the game's producer, Shoichi Ichigawa, confirmed that another game mode besides the standard battle royale will be added. The last and likely most hype reveal was that a ninja class will be available, making it the 5th style of play to choose from, with warrior, monk, sorcerer, and ranger being the other 4. The ninja class grants players the ability to turn invisible and jump to great heights, making the class perfect for those who like to ambush their opponents. Final Fantasy VII The First Soldier is planned to release in November for Android and iOS devices worldwide, with the game said to be up for pre-registration sometime this month. And for my last story, Code Geass Genesic Recode has officially released this week. If you're at all a fan of Code Geass in any way, this game is basically the continuation of the series, with an all-new original story overseen by the series creators. The mobile title will feature two distinct game modes, Story and Abyss Simulation. In Story, players will battle with iconic characters with the ability to utilize the Geass powers. In Abyss Simulation mode, things are different from your typical turn-based RPG. Here, players control the Nightmare Frames and other characters in strategic-based battles. If you're eager to give this game a whirl, unfortunately it won't be available on Co-op. Players will instead have to make a Japanese Gmail and access the JP Play Store with a VPN. If that sounds confusing to you, my buddy Gail did a short on the channel walking you through the process, link in the description below. Code Geass Genesic Recode is out now for Android and iOS devices on JP. That concludes my portion of the news this week. Time to throw things over to my buddy Sly. Take it away, Omi.
Thank you, Ari, and happy belated birthday, pal. Hope you enjoyed your day. Without further ado, let's wrap up the news this week. Recently, MiHoYo had a live stream that showed off upcoming content and units in the 2.2 update for Genshin Impact. So far, we know of two characters that will have their reruns, Tartaglia, better known as Child, and Hu Tao. This will be Tartaglia's third appearance as he has appeared 2 other times before, including his initial debut. Currently, the featured 4-star adventures are unknown and we will not know until the banner releases, which is scheduled for release on October 13th. Hu Tao is speculated to release immediately after Child, which would line her up for the Halloween release. Pretty fitting for the Wang Shun Funeral Parlor director to be released on Halloween. This will be Hu Tao's first rerun, making it only her second appearance in the game. Making their first appearance will be Toma, who will appear on Hu Tao's banner rerun. While his kit is currently unknown, we do know that he is a 4-star fire polearm character. Backpedaling a little bit to Child's rerun, there will also be a new 5-star bow weapon banner. This banner features a brand new 5-star bow called Polar Star. As of right now, there's no confirmed kit for the Polar Star, so be sure to check back in a future Gacha News video to learn what it does. Next, we have Grand Cross. Unfortunately, this isn't the most exciting news. However, it is still important to report. In the dev notes on September 22nd, Coop reported that the appearance rates of festival units will be doubled from 0.25% to 0.5%. However, they will be removing all other festivals from that banner, meaning previous festival units like Demon Escanor, Assault Mom Meliodas, Goddess Liz, etc. will no longer be featured alongside new festival banners, which includes Holy War Festival banners as well. Instead of featuring previous festivals alongside the new one, all previous festivals will be featured on a completely quote-unquote new and separate banner with 0.3 featured rates. The banner only lasts 3 days long and is also cluttered and filled with obsolete and old units that no one cares to pull. Ironic how they want to reduce the burden of pulling festival units, but they make it more of a burden than it used to be. The change has both Western players and local Japanese players in an uproar of wanting the banners to go back to the way they used to be. There's no official response from Netmarble as of yet, so stay tuned to find out more when the information is available. Lastly, we have Dragalia Lost. While the Zethia and Bahamut banner has now ended, there is still more to be had for the anniversary. Currently, we are 10 multis into the 38 freebies we are getting. I hope everyone has had fantastic luck so far. Currently, there's a prize showcase banner going on which features a brand new adventurer in Regina. While she may not have the Galar Adventurer tag, she is still a fantastic unit. Her first skill is called Tactical Skewer, and it will deal damage to surrounding enemies and activates additional effects based on which of the following buffs the user has. Preservation Protocol will grant the user a defense amp, Restoration Protocol will restore the user's HP, and Purification Protocol will remove all afflictions from the user. Her second skill is where she looks the most impressive. This skill is called Imperial Casting, and this will deal damage to surrounding enemies, inflict frostbite, and will inflict 2 of the following afflictions: Poison, Burn, Paralysis, Stormlash, Flash Burn, Shadow Blight, or Scorch Rend. And because of her Afflicted Punisher 2 ability, she increases damage to enemies with an affliction by 25%, with up to an additional 15% for each different affliction on the enemy, up to a maximum of 4. To simplify, 25% extra for 1 affliction, 40% with 4 afflictions. New week means new trials of the mighty bosses. This week, there are 3 bosses available to choose from: Agni for Galaxy, Jean d'Arc for Galaluca, and Shadow Legion for Summer Verica. Lastly, the rewards from the retweet campaign have gone out to all players. This includes 1500 Wormite, 1 Sunlight Stone, 30 Gold Honey, and a bunch of other goodies. That's all for this week's Gacha News. I'm your co-host Sly, signing us off here for this week's Gacha News on 5-9 Gaming. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody.